There are two types of silence: the peaceful kind that helps you sleep, and the kind that warns you something terrible is about to happen. Kai Park understood both, but on the night everything changed, he heard the second one. Kai Park had once been a ghost, not the kind that haunted houses, the kind that haunted battlefields, former special forces, elite reconnaissance unit, missions that never appeared in newspapers, places where maps stopped making sense. For nearly a decade, Kai lived in shadows, completing operations governments denied existed. But war takes something from you every time you survive it. For Kai, it took sleep, it took trust, and it almost took his humanity. So he left. He moved to a quiet part of the city, opened a small motorcycle repair shop, and lived a life that no one would call exciting, except one person, his younger sister, Anna. She was the opposite of Kai in every way. Bright, stubborn, hopeful. Where Kai carried scars, Hannah carried laughter. She was studying journalism and believed the world could still be fixed. Kai never argued with her about that. He just made sure she got home safe every night. It started like any other evening. Kai closed his shop late, grease on his hands, the smell of engine oil lingering in the air. He checked his phone, one unread message from Hannah. Running late, don't wait up. He smiled slightly. That was normal. But midnight passed, then 1 in the morning, then 2, and the silence began to change. Kai called her. No answer. He called again. Voicemail. Something inside him tightened. The old instincts waking up, the ones he had buried. He grabbed his jacket and left. Hannah's apartment door was open. That alone was enough to make Kai's pulse slow down, not from calm, but from focus. Because trained soldiers know something most people don't. When danger arrives, time feels slower. The room was messy. Not like a fight had happened, more like someone left in a hurry. Then Kai saw it. Hannah's phone. On the floor. Cracked. Kai picked it up and noticed something else. A tiny black device attached under the table. A tracker, not hers. Someone had been watching. At exactly 3:17 a.m., Kai's phone buzzed. Unknown number. A single text. If you want to see your sister again, stay out of this. Kai stared at the message. Then he did the one thing the sender clearly didn't expect. He smiled, because the mistake they made was simple. They didn't know who Hannah's brother was. Within hours, Kai had already traced the tracker. Military grade, not something street criminals used. This was organized, professional, human trafficking network, one of the most dangerous kinds, the type that moved people across borders like cargo. Kai had seen them before, during operations overseas. But something was wrong. Too sophisticated, too confident, which meant one thing. Someone powerful was protecting them. Kai started with the lowest level, a warehouse near the docks. Inside, he found 3 guards. They didn't see him. They didn't hear him. And when they realized he was there, it was already too late. Kai moved like the war had never left him. Fast, precise, silent, but the warehouse was empty, except for one thing: a photograph of Hana, tied to a chair, blindfolded, alive, and on the back of the photo, a message: "You're already too late." The deeper Kai dug, the stranger things became. People started dying before he could question them. Files disappeared. Safe houses were abandoned minutes before he arrived. Someone was watching him, studying him, predicting him, which meant the enemy knew military tactics, maybe even his own. And then Kai discovered the name behind the network. A man believed to be untouchable. A businessman, a philanthropist, a man who appeared on television, helping refugees and funding charities. Director Han Seung, the same man Hana had recently been investigating for a story. Suddenly, everything made sense. She hadn't been kidnapped randomly. She had gotten too close. Kai broke into Director Han's private compound. Security was tight, but not tight enough. Inside, he found a hidden underground facility. Cells, documents, evidence of hundreds of victims. But Hana wasn't there. Instead, waiting for him in the control room was someone Kai never expected to see again. A man from his past. Someone he once trusted with his life. Captain Yimin, his former commander, and the man who was supposed to be dead. Yimin smiled slowly. "You always were stubborn, Kai." Kai's voice was cold. "You sold people." Yimin shrugged. "War teaches you something. Governments lie.
You always were stubborn,
Heroes
Kai.
die poor.
You sold
But
people.
power
That depends on
survives.
you. Where is my
Kai's
sister?
Yimin leaned back calmly. "That depends on you." And then came the twist that changed everything. Yimin revealed the truth. Hana wasn't just investigating the trafficking network. She had discovered something much bigger. A global operation. Governments involved. Military contracts. Secret transport routes. People who could never be exposed. If her story went public, it would collapse powerful institutions, which meant Hana had become the most dangerous person alive. Yimin slid a tablet across the table. A video, Hana alive, held somewhere unknown.
You can still save her.
All you have to do
All you have to do
is walk away.
is walk away.
Kai stood there for a long moment. Then he did something unexpected. He turned around and walked out. Yimin smiled, but his smile faded minutes later when alarms started ringing across the compound. Because Kai hadn't given up. He had started a war. What followed was chaos. Explosions, gunfights, vehicles crashing through barricades, Kai tearing through the network piece by piece. But every step closer to Hana revealed something darker. The organization wasn't afraid of him. They were preparing because they had one final move. And it was something Kai never considered. When Kai finally reached the last location, he found Hana standing there, free, not tied, not hurt, waiting. Kai froze. Hana. She looked at him, not scared, not relieved, serious. And then she said the words that changed everything. Brother, I needed you to find this place. Kai's mind raced.
Hana?
What?
Brother, I wasn't just investigating them. I infiltrated them.
You let them take you.
Yes.
Hana?
Brother, I wasn't just investigating them. I infiltrated them.
You let them take you.
dropped.
Yes.
You let them take you. Yes. Silence filled the room. I needed proof strong enough to destroy them forever, she said. And I knew you would come. Kai realized something then. This had never just been a rescue. It had been a trap for the entire network. Sirens began approaching. Police, international task forces, journalists. The truth was about to explode. But just as everything seemed over, a sniper shot rang out. Hana collapsed. Kai caught her before she hit the ground. Time slowed again, just like the battlefield. But this time, it wasn't war. It was loss. Hana smiled weakly. Now the world knows. The sirens grew louder. The criminals were finally exposed. But victory felt hollow, because sometimes justice arrives too late. Months later, the trafficking empire collapsed. Dozens of powerful people were arrested. The story shook governments. And Kai, he reopened his repair shop. But the silence around him was different now. Not peaceful, not warning, just empty. Until one day, a letter arrived from Hana, written weeks before everything happened. And inside it were the words, "If you're reading this, it means the truth won. And that means we did too." Kai closed his eyes, and for the first time in years, the war inside him finally stopped.